I got to have a look, and I wanted to make mention of the Cardiff City statement today. So I'm going to just bring it up quickly. So Cardiff issued a club statement today on the Emiliano Sala court hearing, which is obviously tomorrow. And it's a really interesting statement because it would be easy to say nothing. And I think I'm absolutely fed up to the back teeth of media and teams, other teams' fans, and whatever, using this young man's death as a stick to beat Cardiff with and say how disgraceful it is and disgusting and blame Cardiff when they don't care about Emiliano Sala. They just care as using it as a point scoring thing for Cardiff City against Cardiff City fans, and Cardiff City as a club. He is, he'd be sadly missed. And make no mistake that FC Nantes and that man should and hopefully will be held accountable for their role in everything. And I really hope that that's the case. Whoever put this statement together for the club, I think did an excellent job. I think is really well written. And it makes the point that I think the point which I just made, but with a bit more professional sort of, they can't come out and say as blunt as what we would like to say. Ultimately, this is something which should be about making sure that nothing like this ever happens again. The agency side of football has been needed to clean up for a long time. And look, I know plenty of agents, and some of them are lovely, lovely people. But even they would tell you there's some which are not so lovely. And, what they did is absolutely scandalous. And I hope that they're held to account, because someone should be. And they're probably the people that should be. And I think until that's legally pursued and done, they probably won't be. And well, they won't be. And I think that's why it's been important that Cardiff have pursued it. And I've criticised the board and the owner and all these different things over the years. I back them 100% in this particular court case and what they're trying to do, because it really is important that they pursue it and that they get the correct outcome, because these people need to be held to account. The man was a banned agent. He should have been nowhere near it. And FC Nantes knew that. The man was, by the way, still functioning as an agent 6 months after, but that's another thing. And look, they finished the statement by saying, this isn't about harming football, it's about protecting its integrity. This is about ensuring higher standards across our sport, especially surrounding transfers, because Emiliano Sala deserved better and because football deserves better. And I think that is absolutely hits the nail on the head. And I think, look, you'll get lazy journalists or lazy fans who don't want to, just want to kind of sweep it under the rug and blame Cardiff and blah, blah, blah. You want to use it as a stick to beat Cardiff. But I think it's really important. And I know it brings like a bit of a downer on, a really positive, exciting time on the pitch for the club. But it is important. And I also think it's important that the fans and the club are united on this particular subject and this particular court case, because Emiliano Sala would have been a Cardiff City player if it wasn't for these people. But more importantly, the man would still be alive if it wasn't for the things that they did. And that was a young guy with a family, and I don't know. It's just all a bit sad and so avoidable, and just leaves a real sour taste. So fair play to Vincent Tan, whoever, Mehmet Dalman, Kenneth Cho, or everyone at the club who's working. I know there's a lot of people working hard on it, and I really hope that it doesn't just get delayed and things that I highly expect it to be delayed again, because that's what they'll do. They still, they were using him months after. Yeah. But anyway, I don't really want to say much more on that side of it, because I get really frustrated and angry, and I'll end up getting sued, and I haven't got any money. So there we go. But yeah, it's a sad one. It's a sad one, and that side of football, there is definitely a real seedy underbelly to football on the agency side. And I've spoken to friends and people involved in the game and agents, and they've had enough of it themselves. You've got to do certain things to get to the big boys and stuff like that, and it just all leaves a bit of a sour taste, and people will say like it's this like the old school kind of type thing, but for me it's just it's a side of football that should be vastly improved. And also, I look at it on the other side of it, and you look at the FIFA and UEFA and the way that they behave.